It's something we probably do hundreds of times a day without even thinking about it. Copy and paste. It's just fundamental. But what happens when that super simple, totally essential function just stops working? Well, let's get into the story of how one tiny bug brought a core feature to a dead stop for thousands of people.
I mean, really think about it. You've been there, right? That little moment of pure frustration when you right-click and the option you need is grayed out, totally useless. It's a small thing, sure, but it can throw off your entire workflow. And for a whole lot of Microsoft Teams users one April, this wasn't just some hypothetical. It was a very real, very sudden headache.
And right here, this is where our whole story kicks off. On April 13th, a user named Josh Fisher posts this message on a Microsoft Q&A forum. He's noticed something really specific and kind of weird. After a recent update to Teams, he just can't right-click to paste a URL anymore. He's the first one to raise the alarm.
Seems like such a minor thing, doesn't it? Just one guy trying to paste one link. But as you're about to see, Josh's post was basically the first tremor before a much bigger earthquake. And he wasn't just going to let it go.
Now, what's really cool here is just how thorough Josh was. I mean, this was not a case of, did you try turning it on and on again? Nope. He checked his clipboard, he repaired the app, he reset it, he cleared the cache. He even did a full, from-scratch reinstallation of Teams. He did literally everything you're supposed to do. And despite all that work, the paste button was still stubbornly grayed out. But just as he was hitting a dead end, the internet did what it does best. It showed him that, actually, he wasn't crazy. He was not the only one. And the floodgates were just about to open. Pretty soon after, a reply from Jordan Foster pops up. Different user, different company, but the exact same problem. And he adds a really crucial detail. Only paste as plain text was working. This was huge because it confirmed this was a specific, reproducible bug, not just some random glitch on Josh's computer.
Then Matt Baisden chimes in, and this is where the scope of the problem really starts to expand. It wasn't just about links anymore. People couldn't paste images from the snipping tool. Now think about that. Pasting a quick screenshot is a core part of how so many of us work. This was getting serious. And then this post from a user called NFAdmin reports it's happening to multiple people at their company, and they drop a huge piece of the puzzle. The bug gets triggered by a simple restart. So even if paste was working for you, all you had to do was close and reopen Teams, and bam, it was broken. The issue was spreading, and it was spreading fast. And this number right here, it just says it all. Underneath Josh's original post, that little "I have the same question" button had been clicked over 100 times. This wasn't a few isolated cases anymore. This was a rapidly growing, full-blown incident affecting people all over the world. Okay, so with all these user reports piling up, the issue became completely impossible to ignore. The community, by speaking up, had successfully pushed the problem right onto the radar of the one company that could actually fix it. And here's the official acknowledgement. Microsoft assigns it an internal issue ID, TM1279908. They classify it as a service degradation affecting Microsoft Teams, and they peg the start time to April 14th, just one day after Josh's first post. The clock was officially ticking. Now, while they were digging into the cause, Microsoft gave everyone an official workaround, and it was a pretty simple one. The right-click menu was busted, but the classic keyboard shortcut Ctrl+V still worked just fine. It was a little bit of relief for frustrated users for sure, but the big mystery still remained. Which, of course, leads to the big question. Everyone, and I mean everyone, assumed the problem was with that new Teams update Josh had mentioned. It just made sense, right? The bug is in Teams, so the cause must be in Teams. Well, not quite. Microsoft's investigation moved incredibly fast. On the 14th, they started looking at recent changes. By the 15th, just a day later, they found it. And it was a total surprise. The problem wasn't in Teams at all. It was coming from an update to the Microsoft Edge browser. And by the 16th, they were already pushing out a fix. Let that sink in for a second. A feature broke in one app because of an update to a completely different one. See, the Teams desktop app isn't built from scratch. It actually uses the engine from the Edge browser to show everything, like your chats and images. It's kind of like a car manufacturer using an engine built by someone else. If there's a problem with the engine, the car won't run, even if the rest of the car is perfectly fine.
The official term for what happened here is a code regression. It's actually a pretty simple idea. It's when you update software to add new stuff or fix some problems, but in doing so, you accidentally break something else that was working perfectly fine before. In this case, an update to Edge accidentally broke the paste function in Teams. So the mystery was solved, the fix was rolling out. But this whole saga, from one guy's forum post to a global service issue, it actually leaves us with some really fascinating takeaways about how modern software works. So to put that final piece of the puzzle into place, the fix wasn't an update for Teams at all. It was a patch for the Edge browser engine running underneath it. Users didn't have to do a thing. The fix was pushed out silently in the background, and just like that, the paste button quietly started working again for everyone. So what did we learn from the case of the broken paste? Well, first off, never ever underestimate the power of community reporting. It all started with one person speaking up. Second, modern apps are all tangled together. A bug in one place might have a really surprising cause somewhere else entirely. Third, yeah, it always pays to know your keyboard shortcuts. They can be a real lifesaver. And finally, even a seemingly small glitch, if it hits a core function, can become a huge deal really fast. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We usually think of ourselves as just people who use technology, but this story proves that every single user has the power to be part of the solution. The first step to fixing any problem is just noticing it and saying something. So who knows? The next time something breaks, maybe it'll be you.